welcome all of you to our first event of the fall season of the Toronto Alumni Fall Series events, and it's our fall social, and this year we're very fortunate to have with us a special guest, international best-selling author Robert Rotenberg.
We do it all the time, we do it every day, and now with modern communications we do it more and more and more. And I could talk to you for weeks about writing, but I want to just get 5 basic ideas down. So here's my big 5. Number 1 is show, don't tell. This is actually the hardest concept to tell people. And once you start to see it, when you're reading and when you're writing, you'll be addicted to it, because you'll distinguish good writing from bad writing simply when people show you something that's happened, it's interesting. When people tell you something, it's boring. When someone starts a speech at a wedding saying, you know, I promised my wife I wouldn't give a long, boring speech, you're already half asleep. I always say, never start a speech talking about the speech, never start with a joke, always start with a story, an anecdote. So guess what I did? Judges say to me all the time, well, they love it when they see my briefs because I tell a story. Tell the story. The one thing I forgot to put in here is always think, what is the story you're telling? What is the story you're telling? It's really, so just the kind of 101 boring story. So this has got character, this has got voice. Now what's interesting here is I always talk about show and don't tell. This is all show. Okay? This is a cheat. This is tell. When Rod Stewart was about 19, he wrote this song. And it's funny when I do this, because if I have a really young audience, they don't know the song. I think you guys will know. This is Maggie May, okay? And why? Rotenberg's thesis? Because it tells a story. He intentionally used surrender because he wanted to subconsciously show to his audience, the British people, this was at the worst point of war, that surrender was a foreign idea. What I want to say to you as business people is everything you write, every email you write, every letter you write, even when I was corresponding with Patricia, I don't just write, oh yeah, I mean, I actually, it reflects on me, it reflects on you. So you always have to think, what are you trying to convey? You know, Mark Twain once wrote a letter to a friend and said, I'm sorry this is too long, I didn't have time to make it shorter, which is one of the great.
Wake up, Maggie, I think I got something to say to you. It's late September and I really should be back.